Welcome to Horror Franchise Wednesday. Let's continue our discussion of the Underworld franchise with Underworld 2 Evolution, which came out in 2006 and has the same director and writers involved. And also, we have the return of Kate Beckinsale and Scott Speedman. And this movie tells the story about a war between the vampires and the Lycans rages on. Selene, a former member of the Death Dealers, and Michael, the werewolf hybrid, work together in an effort to unlock the secrets of their respective bloodlines. This was a first time watch, and so will the other movies in this franchise. I've never seen these movies before, because vampire and werewolf movies are usually not my thing, but these are they're kind of fun. Getting into my dislikes is this one overuses slow-mo. It's a little pet peeve of mine. I hate when they rely on it too much, like a John Woo movie. Like, Jesus Christ, can we stop playing every action sequence in slow-mo? Like, it's cool to use once or twice, but when you do it in every action sequence, like 3 or 4 times, you start to notice it and it bugs you. At least it bugs me. This one just overuses it a little too much. And the CG transformations, while a little bit better than the last movie, they're still dated, so it just doesn't really look all that good or convincing, and I wish they would just not do it at all if it's going to be CG. Just cut away, cut back, now they're werewolves. Don't show it on screen if it's going to look like this. And the second act of this movie was a bit of a drag. It was a little sluggish. It's very quick moving at first, and then the whole second act is just all story exposition. It just got a little too dialogue heavy in the middle, and I wish they just would have threw in maybe 1 or 2 quick little fights in there to help the pace a little bit. But it's not a major complaint. I was just noticing in the middle of the movie, I was like, man, it's been like a long time since anything's happened. Getting into what I like about the movie is I like that this one's far more bloody and gory than the first one. Right away in the opening fight sequence in like the 1600s or the 1200s, between the werewolves and the vampires, it was automatically noticeable. Like, holy shit, this one is increasing the carnage. The first one was very tame. Every werewolf attack was like cut away off camera. In this one, we got better looking werewolves than the last movie, the CG on them, and I noticed a lot more practical effects with the werewolves in this one. I think they actually hired like a tall, like stuntman or someone to play a werewolf in this one. They had like a suit. It looked pretty cool, the werewolf in this. So that was an improvement, but also it was far more violent and bloody, like werewolves' heads getting decapitated, werewolf heads getting ripped apart. There's a lot more carnage in this one, so I appreciated that. And Beckinsale is very sexy in this one again, and we actually get to see her naked this time around. I like the continuity here, the story, and the style. The look of the film looks just like the first one, very like desaturated, like black and white almost, making everyone look more pale, more vampire-like, and I just love that it's a continuation. It's like the next night. I always love that. And also, I love that they got rid of Craven, the character in part one, the guy who betrays everyone, the weakest actor of them all, in my opinion. They quickly get rid of his character in this one. I was like, thank you. I don't want to hear this guy again. Outstanding set pieces. I thought the movie had a lot of cool action set pieces. The whole area in the third act during the showdown at the end between them. And the antagonist in this one was more intimidating and cool looking. The effects on him, the actor who played him was pretty great. Tony Curran from a movie called Caliber that I highly recommend on Netflix. So, yeah, better antagonist, better showdown at the end. The way they get taken out, far better than that CGI mess in part one. Less horrible CGI in this one. I just really enjoyed it more. It's still got the style and look of part one, but it's far more gruesome. The werewolves look a little bit better. There's more practical effects that I noticed, less CGI transformations. Still some in here. They look a tad better than part one, but still not great by today's standards. And it's a shorter runtime, far shorter. The first one's over 2 hours. in like 13 minutes. This one's an hour and like 35, so it just went by a little quicker. So final thoughts, this is a shorter, faster, bloodier sequel that continues the story beautifully. While the visual effects are improved over the first one, they still don't age too well, and it can feel a bit too stylized in moments with all the slow-mo, but it's a gorgeous looking movie, great cinematography, Kate Beckinsale, sexy as hell, and I enjoyed it a little bit more than part one. So when it comes to Underworld Evolution, I'm giving this 4 out of 5 stars. So there you have it. Those are my thoughts on Underworld Evolution. What are your thoughts on this movie? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, if you like what you've seen here, you can hit this like button and become a subscriber today just by clicking on my cartoon face in about 5 seconds. And remember, it's all an opinion. You don't need to get butthurt about it.